Hey YouTube, it's Taki Tech. Okay, so fasten your seatbelts here. I'm going to actually do some recording of me, quote unquote, live coding here, or you're just gonna see me code basically. Just because there's gonna be so many changes in the next few steps here, it might be hard for me to document them in the future. And if you're actually following along with the code or following along in coding, you might be at a disadvantage if you just start seeing final results, at least at this point. One thing I forgot to mention last time is I did change the enter data subroutine. I'm going to change it again right now. I'm going to change this to private because I can't imagine another module needing to use this. Okay, I can't spell private. All right, it's let me see here. Public, I know private. Okay, VA. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's cold in this office, first off, and secondly, when you're recording live too, all of a sudden things that you don't even think about, you start thinking about and don't know how to spell it. Okay, so we got private. That's going to be the first change. The big change is that it's calling in a column letter, and I split it out here. Let me see if I could kind of scroll over here. So basically, so I'm going to be able to use this for both male and female names. If it's a male, I'm passing in column A. If it's a female, column B from our names list. Here's column B for female first names and column A for male first names. I'm going to change this L to F. I think I didn't put an F there to begin with because it just looked weird, but I think that's a little bit more clear. Okay, so back to the code here. So that's one change I made last time before the last video, and I forgot to mention it in the last video. Alright, so I started to write a new subroutine here called determine data. So basically what it's going to do, it's going to take a look at these three cells here. And it's basically going to say if there's only data in the male cell, then we're going to, when we create a new list, that header in A1 will say male names, and we're not going to need a gender column. If there are only female names, same concept. It's going to say female names, and there won't be a gender column. If there are both male and female names, then we're going to only have names, and we're going to have a gender column. If there's if the combination is filled at any time, then of course we're going to just have names, and it's going to be a gender column. So, in saying that, that's where I'm at now with determining data. One of the things I noticed right off the bat here in the get data was this whole gender column section right here. This needs to be moved out into its own subroutine. And I mean, of course, it already broke my rule here. There's a couple rules when it comes to when should you make a subroutine. But one of them is if it's longer than one line of code, throw it somewhere else so that your main method, so to speak, is clear. It's just basically either instructions or something really, really easy to understand that that's an instruction. There really isn't too much more that you're going to get out of this other than a new sheet is being created, or make a header and basically you're passing in information. So, all right, let me see here. So I'm just going to take all this out right now. And I don't even think I mentioned column count, but let me get back. Let me get there at some point. So again, I'm going to change this to private, and we're going to call this make gender row, and that's it probably should be in the header module, but I'm just putting it here now, and we'll get back to it either in this video or a future video. Before I forget, column count. Column count, I have it here to 0 because I was forgetting to hit the stop button every time I ran the program. And what would happen is that the columns, if you look in prior videos, you'll see it start in 3 or 4, or it starts in 2 as opposed to 1. So it's, and then with the pasting was correct for some reason for some reason, but everything else, basically you need to set that to 0 at the end of the project. There was also another way that you could destroy a global variable, and that's by putting the letter or the word end, but I think that this is a little bit more clearer for our purposes here. Okay, so let's get back down to what we are going to do here. So we're back to determining data. Basically, I'm looking at this if statement right here in a make gender row, not because they're really related, but just because the if statement is sort of related. Because this if statement is saying, look at cell F4 back in the name sheet. So here's F3, so it's saying, look at cell F4, and then the next one is going to say, look at cell F5. Is there anything in female or combo? And if there are, then we need to throw in a gender column. So that's basically what it's saying. That's basically the same logic here when we start talking about determining data. But it's going to be just a little bit different than that. But I'm still going to, what I'll do is I'm just going to take this if then statement, I'm just going to throw it here. This as a starter that I could kind of start working with. Put an end if there so I don't forget to block it off or end it. And let's see here. So what we need to figure out here, when is there going to be names? And there'll be names if there's a male or female data and no male, and vice versa. So that's basically, if there's a combo, we're going to be using the header names. Okay. So I'm going to pause it just real quick here because I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of new code. I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so I'm just kind of working on it here. So I already changed the cell numbers here. So I'm saying if the male, just number, if we want to get male names, we want to get female names, I'm going to change this or to and. And I'm going to say or here. Or, and if you don't know, you can extend lines so they kind of fit into the page by hitting space and then underscore and then enter. Or, oh, went past my then statement. Or let's see here. This is what I want right here. We'll change this to F5. And basically what I'm saying when I say value, I'm just saying if it evaluates to true. So if male and female, there's data next to them, or the combo value is true, then we're going to basically make that gender row. Is that even a row or is that column? It's column. Let's see what I'm going to do here. Take out this if statement. I don't need that anymore because we've already evaluated it. And right now it's saying I'm filling it with M. So we're going to need to separate that out too. Back up here. Let's throw an else in. So I'm going to say issue is here. I'm going to pause it real quick. Okay, a little bit of a semantic issue there as far as the code, and let's see here. We would do make header. Let's put a note there for right now. Okay, I don't feel real confident with this if statement here. I don't think it's going to, when we start testing it here, I don't think it's going to hold up. But let's run some tests on it and see what we got here. So I'm going to stop it here. I don't want to go past here. And I didn't call determine data yet. Determine data. Okay. So let's do some testing on this. So first off, only male names. I'm going to do Wu-Tang Clan members, Method Man. And I forgot to put a stop in there, so we weren't able to see where it fell in our new if-else tree here. So that was a wasted attempt there. So we'll hit stop on that, stop for sure, and let's get rid of Method Man. All right, Matt, sorry about that. Okay, let's try again here. ODB. Okay, so it should stop here on this else if. Yep. Okay. Stop it. And let's, because we don't have that header column to 0, and it doesn't matter because we didn't even make a header yet. Let's get rid of ODB. Let's try female names now. We should end up on that last if statement. There were no female members of the Wu-Tang Clan. Let's do just so we're hoping to end up on that else. One more? Yes. Okay. Stop it. Now next one we'll do RZA. Delete from here. Let's try it again. This time with combo. We'll put 10 in here. RZA. Go. That's what we wanted. Now with both. Actually, I'm going to run it with all 3 of them. Let's see what we get here. So what do we need here? Let's do Ghostface Killer. Hope it drops. Yeah, it does. Good. Okay. So far so good. Let's go back here. And let's do with just a combo in a male. And next time we'll do this combo with female. I don't think I spelled that correctly. Oh, it drops. Yes. All right. And one more test. And let me see here. Inspect. Alright, so it did hold up. So I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, make sure you leave them below. Love to hear from you. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like the content. And thank you for watching. Until next time, take it easy.